What's up, y'all? Shaman the Shank back at you with another review. And of course, I've got another cool one for you today. This knife is a beaut, a brute, and just an all-around great EDC. Downright goodness. And without further ado, the knife that I'm talking about is the EMERSON OVERLAND Renegade. Look at that beaut, guys. Absolute. It's astonishing. It really is. And let me tell you something. I've had my eyeball on this knife for a very long time, and it finally came back in. But it is an absolute beaut, guys. You got a overall, I think, length, coming in at 8.4 inches. Not too long, not, too bad. Most of the knives I get on here and review are in the 9, getting close to that 9-inch range. You got a blade length of 3.6. As you know, I love that 3.5 and up, so that 3.6 is butter, straight butter with it. That's just a great, beautiful drop point blade there. Very, very, very beefy spine on that thing. Very beefy spine, a lot of material all the way up to the tip. No worries there, of course, as you know, within reason. Beautiful, guys. So let's get into it. As you see, this knife has been dressed out in the rich light, and that doesn't just come with it. I mean, it is an extra option, but if you get this knife, straight out base, it does come with the black G10 that you know from EMERSON, but for I think an extra 60 they will slap on that rich light. And to be honest with you, it is so worth it. So worth it. If you're to get some rich light scales made aftermarket, you're going to pay at least $100, a little bit, maybe over $100. So that $60 charge for that is not too bad when you look at it in that light. But of course, we got the rich light. And when you get the rich light, it comes with satin hardware. I mean, you come with the satin pivot screw, and of course the scale screws. And it also comes with a satin thumb disc and a satin screw to go in there. But as you see, I switched that out for the arrowhead done by none other than Collis. Just to add, that backwoods appeal to it. It looks beautiful. This screams backwoods. And also it comes with a satin pocket clip, which I switched out for that black. Lately, I've just been, I don't know. Of course, everybody likes to shine here and there, but when it comes to my knives, I don't know. I just, I dig the black pocket clip. I'm not really trying to, draw a lot of attention down there and all that stuff. I just think the black is just a solid, choice. But hey, do you, whatever you like. The satin clip does look awesome, but I just wanted to slap that black on there. A little incognito, and the black kind of goes with that rich light really well, but also the satin looks great too. But guys, this knife is phenomenal. I've carried it a few times. I haven't really used it a lot, but I do plan to change that. I do want to throw this bad boy in the pocket. Me and my wife are going to the mountains this weekend, and I think I'm definitely taking this bad boy along for the ride. With my, I've been carrying my CQC13 a lot lately, but I think I'm definitely taking this bad boy along for the ride. I do want to get her dirty and put her to work. But guys, it is just an all-around great EDC. I saw a reviewer on YouTube. I can't think of his name. I should have looked it up before to give him a shout out, but he called this knife Elevated EMERSON. And I guess what he meant by that, from what I took, is just the knife just feels, it feels like an EMERSON, but whenever you are to put this rich light on the knife, it just feels very refined. Of course, you don't have that grippy G10 that and stuff, and this is, relatively very, very smooth. Very smooth, but it feels good in the hand. It's not like sliding, you don't feel like you have a slippery grip. It just feels really good. It feels like a down home, just good, just an EDC that anyone could enjoy. If G10 is not your jam, it's tearing up your pockets, which, Lord knows it has done a number on my pockets, which I don't care. It's all love. But this knife will not tear those pockets up at all. That rich light is super smooth, but like I said, it still holds a sturdy grip. The ergonomics, do I even have to say anything? The ergonomics feel great, as pretty much all EMERSONs that I can speak for do. Of course, you got the EMERSON wave on there, as for quick opening, and also as a thumb ramp that I love to use. And this blade is super utility for anything you could possibly think of. This could be a dream out in the woods. This could be a dream out in the street. This could be a dream in the living room, whatever, opening up packages. This is just an all-around great knife. And like I said, with the length coming in at the 8.4, it's not crazy, intimidating or anything like that. It just looks like a wonderful all-around knife. And, and it's good for all-around jobs. I mean, I really can't say enough about it in that sense. But with that being said, I wanted to bring out another knife to kind of compare these knives. And you may think at the first, in the beginning of this, oh, we're just comparing these because of the scales being Richlite. But no, once I got this knife and I broke out this other knife I'm about to speak on to kind of compare it and show you, they are actually very similar. When you don't really compare the size or the blade. But let me break out the Huck Flipper, which is also adorning the Richlite. These knives, of course, they both in Richlite, but if you look at them, I mean, they are very similar. Even if you were to be looking at two G10 scales here, I really see the similarities. Of course, the big difference for me, of course, is size. And as you see in the Huck, you have that kind of back swooping down. And this one is more of like just more, not as dramatic, more of just, a direct drop. But they actually feel very similar in hand too. But yeah, and of course, look at the length difference on that. I mean, the handle is substantially longer on the Huck, and the blade is a lot more wider, a lot more beefier. But weight-wise, they both feel the same. To be completely honest with you, it may be just the length and the weight distribution, but the Huck actually feels lighter than the Overland Renegade. But Huck, wonderful, beautiful knife. I don't use it nearly enough. Probably the smoothest knife that I own. It's an absolute beauty, and I really do need to change that. It's a gorgeous knife. But of course, back to the main event. The Overland Renegade has been around for a minute. It's definitely, like I said, it's an everyday carry, but yet it's not really. You can't really put it into a box. I mean, when I look at this knife, of course, with the Richlite, it screams outdoor knife. Which to me it is, and I really think that is. I remember back on the EMERSON website when it first came out, I don't remember them like marketing this knife as like a camping knife. Because I mean, of course, that would go to the Huck hard use camp knife, and that's been there since, it first came out on the market from EMERSON. But I've noticed on the website, they're kind of marketing this knife also as a camping knife, which of course, it definitely can be. But, if you never knew this knife had, Richlite as an option, and this thing came straight stock with G10 blacks, scales that every EMERSON comes with, I don't even know if you would really even consider or think or see this in a camp knife, light, but it really definitely is. I mean, it's just a great, awesome all-around knife. And like I said, there's nothing about this knife that can make you feel weary. Like, I know recurve blades, of course, people get a little testy about that, which I love. I do love a good recurve, but, whenever it comes to just being a real crowd pleaser, a drop point is just tried and true. A drop point, or per se a clip point, but even a drop point, to be honest with you, is just an all around, like you're really not going to hear any bias on it. I mean, look at that. I mean, you got a great tip on it. Great tip, great sturdy tip on that, great beefy wide blade. I mean, it's just, an awesome all around utilitarian blade. I mean, could you clean a deer with this knife? You're damn right you could. Can you open a package with this knife? Oh yes. Can you, pop zip ties, do all that good stuff with ease without any difficulty? Of course you can. And of course, can you get this thing hair razor splitting sharp with no problem at all? Yes, sir. Because of course, that the way it's the chisel grind on all EMERSONs, to me, I just love that. I think that's a great thing they do. And once you get the hang of it, it's just so awesome. It's so simple and so easy. And this thing would be an ease to sharpen. Of course, I haven't sharpened this thing. It's still got the factory edge on it, but it would be super easy to sharpen. I mean, you just got a good belly on it, just to run up there, no recurving or anything like that, or anything, that would stand in your way. But this knife is awesome. It is currently in stock on EMERSONknives.com. Depending upon when you're watching this video. If you're watching this video today on January 15, 2025, it is currently in stock, and I think there's like 40 or something like that left on the website. So, and it's been a while since these dropped. It's been about right over a year. So, if this knife does appeal to you, which I really don't see how it couldn't, which I mean, it is what it is, but it is a gorgeous knife, guys. I mean, this is one knife that you are not going to regret getting. If this knife is like, wow, that looks pretty cool. And you get it, I guarantee you, once you get it in your hand, you'll be like, wow, that is a really awesome knife. And, you know, like I said, it's just a companion. It's definitely something that you could carry every day with ease. It rides great in the pocket, and especially with that rich light, I think it just makes it shine even more. It really, really sets it off. It's just a beautiful all-around knife. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I can say about this bad boy right here. Um, Except, I mean, I kind of looked up, you know, on rich light and stuff. I knew this before, and I've already reviewed the Huck in a past video. But I mean, this rich light stuff is actually pretty cool. It's actually used. I think it's used on the it was initially, I think, created for the installation of like electrical wires. It's waterproof, fireproofed up to 350 degrees. I may be lowballing that, but it's pretty intense, very, very durable material. And it's also microbial resistance. I mean, I guess that means like germs and stuff, you know, can't really live on this surface. So that's really cool, because I am a huge germaphobe. You know, I've worked in the hospital for so many years, and I've seen some nasty things, and I know like things that can get on your hands that you really don't even know about, and I just really pay attention to that. You know, my wife calls me a crazed maniac when it comes to it, but I'm like, hey, when you get sick, you get sick. You know, it's because you didn't wash your hands. But yeah, you got the antimicrobial advantage with that rich light too. So that's something also to take in consideration, you know. But I'm sure most people don't give a damn about that, but it's just something cool to know. But other than that, guys, above all, it looks great, feels great in the pocket, rides great in the pocket, feels great in the hand, and a very, very usable blade with the looks to match. Definitely check it out. If this knife appeals to you, check it out on emersonKnives.com. I highly doubt you'll regret it. But guys, that's about it. That's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And this knife is definitely going to get it in this weekend. I'm definitely going to keep her in the pocket and put her to work and rake a sweat a little bit with it, you know, get it in there. But I hope you guys have an amazing weekend coming up. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And, you know, get out there, get dirty. And when you're out there getting dirty, stay sharp.